Red Cross Society KwaZulu Natal Provincial Manager Siyabonga Hlatshwayo joins us now to give us a sense of the impact that these floods have actually had on affected communities in and around the province of KwaZulu Natal. Siyabonga, thank you so much for your time. So the past few weeks have been one of the busiest flood seasons, and you were all over some communities there lending a helping hand. Tell us how this recent bout of heavy rains has then impacted these communities who are still trying to rebuild their lives due to the recent rains.
Good day, and thank you for having us. Well, the situation is still very much devastating, because just as communities are trying to recover, we are seeing we just received more weather warnings, and we are seeing more floods in the communities. And the sad part is that we are always losing lives whenever we are having these incidents. And we are also seeing a lot of damage to the infrastructure as well, which makes it difficult even to deliver services to the affected communities.
Look, we recently spoke about your collaborated efforts between yourselves and the provincial disaster management team, Siyabonga. At this stage, what immediate relief efforts are currently in place to support those affected communities across the province?
Just as the Premier was discussing, because we were with the Premier this morning visiting Inanda, Lamontville, as well as the other areas where the people are currently staying temporarily. What are the needs really on the ground? It is maybe safer land where people can be able to rebuild their houses and also be supported to rebuild their houses. Because during an engagement that we had this morning, communities were actually saying that they are prepared to relocate and move to other safer areas. So because some are saying it's been more than 10 years, every time there are floods, they're always going to be affected. So I think there is a need really to try and fasten the process in terms of getting more or better established pieces of land that are safer, and then relocating people and rebuilding for the people. As through the collaboration, the partners like the Red Cross societies are on standby to support. As soon as people have been relocated, we are prepared to offer relief immediately.
But I mean, Siyabonga, are there any current evacuation efforts that are underway? As the reports that we're actually getting from residents and our reporters is that as much as residents at these flood-prone areas are being urged by provincial government to actually move or vacate to higher ground, but they simply have no places to go to. Are you able then to assist in this regard as the Red Cross? And how can those residents that are affected get such assistance from the Red Cross?
In terms of relocation, the process is led by disaster management as well as Department of Human Settlement. From the previous floods, the last floods that we had, I think there are a number of families that were relocated to one of the flats that are in town where the Premier was also visiting today. So just as while they are still looking for more other areas where they can move the people, I can see that the process could be a bit slow, but there are attempts even to ensure that they do not end up sleeping on the side of the roads just after the flooding. But there are attempts to relocate the communities, but the process is led by disaster management.
Absolutely. And are there any specific areas then in KwaZulu Natal that are currently being prioritized for any aid distribution? And has also the Red Cross been providing any medical assistance or first aid in flood-affected areas?
The likes of Inanda, Lamontville, as well as some parts of Ugu districts, which are in Potchefstroom, we've been offering relief to affected community members. But mostly lately what we are seeing the infrastructure being more damaged. But just as assessments are still ongoing, we are also ready on standby. The whole of last week we were distributing food items, blankets, mattresses, and assisting those people that actually lost their houses. as they are staying with their neighbors. So we are supporting them so that at least they have something to eat and they have blankets and mattresses. We are also mobilizing more resources so that we can be able to support them.
And Siyabonga, what are you hearing in terms of any measures being currently taken to prevent the spread of waterborne diseases in some of these flooded areas? Because I'm sure you saw in the preceding insert there, those people are literally staying in the banks of the Umlazi River.
Well, what usually happens, it is community engagement and attempts for risk reduction, which we are trying to educate the communities about waterborne diseases and also some measures that they can put in place to minimize the risk that they are exposed to. So the communities are being educated and also informed of that. Should there be any signs of any symptoms, they should report immediately.
And very quickly, Siyabonga, before I let you go, how is the organization also helping people cope with emotional as well as psychological toll of this disaster? Do you also offer any psychological support for those in need?
Yes, we do have a team that offers psychosocial support, and we also have a team that is offering what we call restoration of family links. This is when we are supporting the people that are displaced to be able to be linked with their loved ones. They can communicate with their loved ones. They can call their loved ones. We help them charge their phones. So we offer those services just so that they are able to be supported psychologically as well.
Thank you so much for that update. That is Siyabonga Hlatshwayo, the KwaZulu Natal Red Cross Provincial Manager, on their continued efforts to assist flood-affected communities in that province.